As a lot of you know, there are plenty of things I don't like about Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I don't care for its gameplay, I don't like its story, I don't like that it's not scary, etc, etc. However, I didn't really expect to like Security Breach that much. I had a feeling that a free roam FNAF game wouldn't really be my cup of tea, and after seeing the trailers and understanding the game, I knew before it came out that I wasn't going to love it, and it wasn't really going to be my type of game, and that's completely fine. Although I didn't expect much from the game, that doesn't mean I wasn't disappointed by some of the ideas it had. The return of Afton, for example, was something that I didn't expect the game to have, and that was one of a few things that stooped below even my expectations. And out of all the disappointing elements of Security Breach, the most surprising one was the use of the new antagonist, Vanny. Vanny was built up as the series' new antagonist in Help Wanted, and plenty of teasers for Security Breach made it seem like Vanny was meant to be some major threat to the player. However, Vanny has around a minute and a half of screen time in the final release of the game. The trailers imply that there was meant to be more, but I cannot think of a reason they would have decided to cut those moments out. If you had fun with the game, that's fine, but it's not like it's jam-packed with fun sequences and exciting moments. It has some boss fights and a lot of running around. It's fairly bare bones. Seeing Vanny creep behind the door in the trailer, or seeing her shadow against the wall, are some of the more thrilling parts of the trailer. I have a hard time believing the game would have been worse if they were included. I can only assume there just wasn't enough time to finish the sequences that they were a part of, but if they were some of the least complete parts, why were they some of the most high-quality parts of the trailer? I just don't really get it. Now, let's get into why Vanny's lack of presence is a really weird choice. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted was a massive game relative to the rest of the series. It was a big deal, and its story focused on this brand new character recording tapes for the player. Through the tapes, the ending, and some emails in FNAF AR as well that I don't really understand, you can put together that someone named Vanessa was testing this game that we're playing, and Glitchtrap took control of her. Then, in an Easter egg as a part of the Halloween DLC Curse of Dreadbear, we basically find out the truth about this character. We find this bunny mask in one of the secret endings, and if you hold the plush of Glitchtrap while wearing the mask, we hear the voice of the person that is being controlled by Glitchtrap. So aside from just being a new fun VR game, Help Wanted's entire purpose in terms of writing was to introduce a new antagonist. Then the teasers for Security Breach started coming out. She was in image teasers, and she was very present in the trailers. She was not only on screen, but she had dialogue in them. Then the game releases. For 2.5 years, you have learned about this character, thought about this character, seen this character, and she's barely in the game for 90 seconds. To top it all off, one of the endings implies that Vanessa, the security guard, and Vanny, the evil rabbit lady, are two different people. I still think the Burn Trap ending is the worst part of Security Breach, but this ending has to be the stupidest part of Security Breach. Yes, making Vanessa and Vanny the same person would have been super obvious, but I'll take a badly hidden secret over the dumbest character writing in all of FNAF. And keep in mind, we're talking about FNAF. FNAF has a story of a man turning purple due to being possessed by an amalgamation of robots. So you know this has to be bad for it to be especially bad. Or I guess I shouldn't say bad. I should say dumb. Forgive me for my misuse of words. So, Vanny is either a character that is only represented by a normal woman for the entire game, or she's completely unrelated to that woman and was basically non-existent. I don't know what's worse. Some people find it weird that the fans liked Vanny so much before Security Breach, but I can easily explain why. Five Nights at Freddy's is such a beloved series that is so intriguing and fascinating, but there's no denying that it is extremely messy. The main antagonist was William Afton, who just kept dying and coming back. He discovered something called Remnant. He made some of the robots, but not all of them, theoretically. Then there's Michael, who may or may not be the protagonist of almost every game. It's kind of just up in the air. You have Elizabeth, who is within Baby, but it's basically impossible to tell who's actually in control. You have the Crying Child, who is just a sprite made up of pure confusion. But now there's Vanny, a clean slate to develop in a fresh line of games. Help Wanted was an origin story, and now Vanny will be in the spotlight and her story can start. She has a solid design. Her dialogue and movements in the Security Breach trailers gave off this sort of chaotic energy, and then in Security Breach, she's essentially valueless. She's useless. Vanny had the potential to be a standout character in the series. She had an introduction in Help Wanted, a solid Easter egg in the DLC, and a great presence in the Security Breach trailers. But then she was not only barely used in the final release, she was made confusing like the old characters by being kind of one character, kind of two characters. I can appreciate mystery. Mystery makes up FNAF. But this is just one thing I really didn't want to see. Vanny has been basically ruined as a character, despite barely being used. Is there a chance for redemption? Yes, if the next game does things well, but the next game is inevitably going to be many years away. And I don't know if just DLC can fix this weird direction of the game. However, DLC that utilizes Vanny as a character might do some good. Let me know what you guys think of Vanny as a character. Do you think the way she's been used in the story has been bad, or are you content with the direction the series is headed with her? Just comment down below, and I'm interested to see what you guys will say. That's going to be all for me. Thank you for watching. See you next time.